Welcome to episode 5 of Wicked Rhody, a wicked good podcast about Rhode Island events and life. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Mary Larson.
And I'm Benjamin DeCastro. Thank you so much for downloading and tuning in. We're real excited that you joined us. We've got a lot of stuff to cover coming off of a Columbus Day weekend. The events don't stop. Nothing stops. Everything just, it seems to, when I look and see the different places we get our music, our events from, and I saw you reach for the music, so that's why I said music.
I know.
That was a good sight recognition. When I look at the different calendars where we get the stuff, the different information events from, I am just blown away by how much stuff is being added more and more of things that you can do in the state. It boggles my mind. Like, there's so much going on, and it's great. It's great.
It is. It's so much that it stinks that we have to pick so few for this podcast.
I know. I mean, we could literally probably do an hour-long podcast every day just going through and announcing different things.
It's true.
And we'd love to talk to you for that long, but you'd get sick of us.
You would. So sadly, we have to make a condensed version, but we have some really fun things, and we actually have something wicked interesting that we're going to tell you about right now.
It's Pumpkin Palooza at Frerich Farm. I mean, this is almost great music for it. But this is weekends through October 23rd, and it's a lot of fun. And there's so many options there. You can play in the hay. You can go on the Magic Pumpkin Coach. You can go on a Snap the Dragon, which is a ride.
Ooh.
That you go around. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You go around. They have a Western town. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Frerich Farm's located in Warren, Rhode Island. It's so small and homey, yet it's big and can accommodate a lot of people. They just had a pumpkin weigh off last weekend. They had another world record breaker there. It was a lot of fun. And this is really affordable because, you can go there and not spend anything. Or you can go there and spend $1 to go on the Snap the Dragon ride.
Yes,
or
please.
you can spend $3 to paint your own pumpkin, and you take the pumpkin home afterwards. So $3 for the pumpkin. The paint is free. You can take photos in Charlie Brown's pumpkin patch. You can ride the witch's broom. You can go on the Magic Pumpkin Coach, which is another ride, which is only $1.
Awesome.
So it's a lot of fun.
This is my kind of event.
The most expensive thing there to do is make your own scarecrow, and it's $8 per scarecrow. But come on. Let's think about it.
Scarecrow?
A whole scarecrow, and it's a lot of fun. You do it right in the greenhouses. Great people over there. Really great community partners. So
now,
again,
when is this
Frerich
going
Farm,
on again?
This goes on every weekend through October 23rd. And you can head to the Wicked Rhody website. We'll have the information and links there for it. But it's a lot of fun.
Sounds fun. Well, speaking of fun, it's time for Wicked Fun in the 401.
All right, if you're in the northern part of the state, or if you're in the southern part of the state and don't mind driving, you've got to take a ride to the Stadium Theater up in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. This weekend, they have The Little Mermaid. It's a live theater show.
Ooh.
It is amazing. If you've never been to the Stadium Theater, it is a phenomenal venue.
It is.
They've got their main theater. They've got They've got a room upstairs that they have smaller, intimate gatherings with, or small black box theater style presentations or talks. It is one of the most amazing theaters we have in the state. I mean, it really rivals PPAC and Trinity Rep. It's right up there. It's world class. It's a lot of fun. So it's one of the most popular family events at the Stadium Theater. It's Disney's Little Mermaid performed live on stage, and you know the Disney tale, right? Little Mermaid.
Part of that.
Ariel, King Triton's youngest daughter, wishes to pursue her human prince Eric in the world above. She has an encounter with the sea witch. She buys a dingle hopper. It's all the great stuff.
I love it.
So go there. You can bring your kids. It's perfect because you're going to hear all the characters singing all your favorite songs. Under the Sea, Kiss the Girl, Part of That World. They've got awesome costumes, amazing set and design. It's a lot of fun. And I mean, you're literally transported to King Triton's undersea kingdom from Act 1 to the final bow.
For people like myself who grew up watching Disney movies nonstop, like my VHS version of The Little Mermaid, I think was just the ribbons were worn really, really thin because I watched it way too frequently. But to see these shows performed on stage and at the Stadium Theater, like you were talking about, it's more of an intimate theater. It's not ginormous where you feel like you're one in thousands upon thousands and you can't hear. There is not a bad seat in that theater.
Absolutely not. And they've got 3 shows, so it's Friday and Saturday at 7:30 p.m., or you can go Sunday at 2 p.m. And like I said, there's a lot of great things to do up there around that area in Woonsocket. You can go and have a great meal over at Chan's or any of the other wonderful restaurants there. It's not that, I mean, it's like 12 minutes from Providence.
Yes. It's so easy to get to.
6 minutes if you drive like me. But 12 minutes really north of Providence. You can't beat it. Well worth it. What do you have?
Okay. Also going on Saturday this weekend is the Cranston High School East Thunderbolt Band. They're going to be hosting their annual invitational home show. Okay. Wow. So for those of you who went to band camp, whether it's high school or maybe you played your instruments in college, or you know what, if you were just a fan of high school football, and one of the big attractions, of course, is the halftime show.
Yep.
You get to see these bands. Well, Cranston High School East is known in Rhode Island as having one of the finest marching bands in our state.
Sure.
And they host this event where they get 11 of New England's best high school marching bands, including Cranston East, Dartmouth, Blackstone, Millville, King Philip, Dennis, Yarmouth, Westerly, Rhode Island. I didn't even know they had a marching band. I want to check them out.
That's awesome.
Somerset, Bishop Fian, and they're actually even going to have Boston University come on over.
Really?
Yep. So this event is so much fun. It's from 5 to 9, and you get bundled up in your nice fall autumnal attire, and these bands are awesome. I have gone to these events with friends of mine for years, whether it's here or even I go to some of them in Boston, to see the skill level of these high school players and to see the athleticism that it takes. I mean, you've seen those huge sousaphones.
Oh, yeah.
And these kids, I mean, sometimes they're not always big kids that hold these sousaphones. There's some petite, sometimes little ladies who are holding these sousaphones, dancing around and playing. It is awesome. So it is going to be music. There's going to be food there. There's going to be a 50-50 raffle. And the price is for adults, it's $10. Students and seniors is $5, and children under 5 are free.
It is so important to support local music in the schools. I mean, unfortunately, it's one of the programs that gets the cut first when there are budget cuts. Unfortunately, it's just the way it happens.
Yep.
And when they put these kind of programs together, it makes such a difference. I mean, education with music improves kids' scores in math, in writing, in reading. I mean, it really shows to have amazing effects on a kid's performance in school for academics on top of music. So that's awesome.
Yep.
Get out there, go see it. Well, if you want to see something on Sunday, the Rhode Island Model Train Show is at the Pawtucket Armory right there in Pawtucket. It's on Sunday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, this is fun for the entire family. This is the all-new Rhode Island Model Train Show. It's going to be hosted by the Little Rhody Division of the National Model Railroad Association.
Wow, I didn't even know there was such a thing.
There's a lot of letters in that acronym, too. But this year's show features more operational model train layouts in large and small scales. You can view model trains that are running in NHO, on 30 and G scales. Now, I have a little bit of insight because my dad and his brothers and my grandfather were huge model train guys.
Wow.
I mean, they converted the top of their garage to this loft of just trains, and they would do it for hours. It's a lot of fun. And if you've ever wanted to get into model railroading, maybe you got little guys or little girls in your family that are excited about Thomas the Tank Engine, this is a great place to start. And you can get a small starter kit while you're there. It's a lot of fun. You can have lunch at the dining car, which features 2 local food trucks. There's free parking. It's going to be a lot of fun. Head on over to our website. We've got the information there for you. It's going to be fun, and it's handicap accessible. If you've ever been to the Armory, it's real easy to get in there with a wheelchair or walker or cane. There's plenty of room to move around. It's safe. It's a lot of fun. Plenty of parking, too. So come on down. It's Sunday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Great. So our next segment is Wicked Romantic.
Oh, yeah.
So if you and your loved one are looking for a little something to do this weekend, I have a recommendation for you.
Okay, tell us about it.
You know, the weight of my heart is through my belly.
Okay.
I'm a big let's go out for food for a date. And my favorite meal is brunch.
I love brunch.
Right?
Brunch is awesome.
I mean, you get to either have your breakfast foods or your lunch foods, or you could honestly have both. I mean, you could start off with a little side of something sweet and end up with a nice, delicious sandwich at the end. So my recommendation is actually for Tea's Restaurant. Now,
right.
Tea's has a few restaurants here in the state.
Sure.
There's one, I think, in Narragansett, in East Greenwich, and in Cranston.
Okay.
So I'm moving to Cranston, so I wanted to plug my new city that I'm
There you
moving
go.
to. But the food there, I'm actually like, my mouth is watering up as I start to talk about it. But one of my favorite things is like this ooey gooey French toast thing that they make, which is French toast pretty much drenched in like glaze.
All right.
And then you pour your maple syrup all over it.
I can get behind that.
They have seasonal, like delicious seasonal items on their menu. They always have seasonal coffees going on and specialty drinks. So if you wanted to have an adult beverage with your brunch, they can make it really fun. So Tea's Restaurant, whether it's Cranston, East Greenwich, or Narragansett, I don't care. Just go get yourself brunch, even if it's not romantic. If you just want to go by yourself. But it's awesome. It's with friends. But I thought that if I wanted to go on a date, that's where I would go this weekend.
I think that's a great idea because there's so many people who work nighttime. They work in the entertainment industry, whether it be in the restaurants or, at the hotels down in Providence or the different venues that are out there. So if you're looking for a date to do during the day, that's a perfect idea and a perfect suggestion. So definitely, hit that up. That's awesome.
Here's what's going on that's wicked family friendly.
All right, they are 1 week into it. It is the Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular over at the Roger Williams Park Zoo. They've had great weather so far. A little bit of rain on Sunday, but it is still going up. This is the perfect week to do it, the perfect weekend to go. Go now. If you have never been, it's 5,000 illuminated jack-o'-lanterns along a beautiful wetlands trail with over 100 of the pumpkins being carved into legitimate works of art. I mean, detail like you wouldn't believe. And it's presented by Citizens Bank. It's a lot of fun. And if you've never been, bundle up.
Yep.
Go on the website. Get tickets early. That way you can avoid the lines and you can actually get timed passes and entry because they're doing that this year. And it is something, it is such a fun night. It's such a great time. There's a lot of things to do. Even before you get to the trail, there's a special edition of the Road Show, which is produced by Cardi's. They have different characters walking around. There's a photo booth.
There's beverages and food.
Of course, there's beverages and food. I don't think any of our events, I think it's a minimum requirement to be included on Wicked-Rhody. You got to have food. The animals sometimes are out at night, like the elephants and the giraffes, depending on how they're feeling. They come out and party with you. It's a lot of fun. So head on over there. And if you're going, don't forget to check out their Facebook and their Twitter feed to get all the latest up-to-date information. Whoever's driving in the car with you, don't you be texting and driving or tweeting and driving. Have your friends or whoever you're going with check that out and keep up to date because they will tell you, okay, this entrance is kind of busy right now. Head over to the Park Street entrance or the Elm, whatever. It's awesome. They keep it up to date. It's one of the best events in the state.
And now I learned on last week's Carpooling with Ben segment that you put up that it's ticketed for on the weekends.
Correct.
So that you don't have to worry about the lines. I think that was the chief complaint for years past is that people would go and they'd have to wait in very long lines. And now that's not an issue.
Absolutely. Every year it gets better and better. I've been involved with it over the past 15 years when I was with Cardi's Furniture. And, we created different things to entertain the crowds as they went through. And that was always the first and foremost on the zoo's mind is, okay, we know how to do the pumpkins. We've got that all set. How can we make the experience even better? Okay, we put more concession stands out. We put more bathrooms in different areas. Okay, and they've always gone above and beyond and take it to the next level every year. This is really, there's no excuse not to go. Get down there and support the zoo. It's a great zoo. It's a great experience.
Amen. This next segment, Ben just came up with. I was really excited about it. It's called Just Over the Border.
So, just over the border, here's the deal. In order for me to get to the place where I have to record Wicked-Rhody, I have to go through Massachusetts.
I can't even believe it.
I know, it's crazy. And you know what? For folks who are listening down in the Westerly area, They go in and out of Connecticut multiple times a day. So there are some really great events that are just over the border. And we know we're Wicked Rhody, but sometimes you just want to go check out something different. And really, there's just something over the border that you want to see. So we are making a 1 or 2 event exemption for each episode in nearby Mass or Connecticut. So, Mary, tell us what's going on in Seekonk.
Oh, Seekonk Speedway. It's so close to me right now in Providence. It's a lot closer than heading down to Westerly, for example. They are going to be holding the March of Dimes 2016 Touch a Truck event.
These are the best events ever.
They are. Whether you have a young one or you're just young at heart, going and seeing these trucks, getting on inside them. I mean, some of the tires are as big as me.
I know, and
crazy.
It's crazy. It is.
The event is going on this Saturday, October 15th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's fun-filled. It's a family event that will feature over 100 unique and exciting vehicles that you can check out up close. There's going to be fire trucks, police cruisers, the construction vehicles, race cars, and many, many more. It is only $5 per person, or you can spend $20 for a family up to 6 people. And children under 2 are free.
Let me give you a little tip. When you go to a Touch a Truck, make sure there's plenty of room on your camera, on your phone. Delete the photos, delete all the selfies that you posted up 2 years ago. Make the room, because you are going to want to take photos. And this is not just for kids. I mean, I've hosted Touch a Truck events, and I've seen, adults come through because they want to see some of these machines. Hey, I want to get up close. And they want to support the March of Dimes or whatever the organization is. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Just to see what it's like in the internal mechanisms, because you really get to climb inside these vehicles and see what it's like, see what the gears are like, see what the buttons are like. It is. I've done it. I go on inside, and I want to be inside the crane operator. The
best thing I love is every time I've actually run one of these, the most popular vehicle is always an ARPN moving truck. Just the empty backside of a moving truck. Kids go in it, and I mean, you'll look, and there'll be a bunch of parents just standing by the back door. It's open. They've got the ramp up to it. And there are literally 30 to 50 children just inside the back of this 53-foot-long ARPN moving truck, just running in circles. Why? Because they can. Because they can. They see these big trucks going down the road, and this is their chance. This is awesome. I would love to know what a kid thinks is going on inside the truck when it's driving down. Like, there's got to be people in there running around, so I got to do it.
Must be a dance party.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. Well, another thing that's just over the border, our friends at Cardi's Furniture host a series of 6 shows called the Extra Point Football Show. It takes place at Cardi's Furniture in South Attleboro, Massachusetts. Mary?
Yes.
Have you ever met a Patriots player?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yes.
Not everybody has. But at Cardi's Furniture, this Monday night, October 17th at 7 p.m., they are taping the episode 3 of the Cardi's Furniture Extra Point Show, and they will have the 2016 Olympian and New England safety, Nate Ebner, live in store.
What?
And the first 100 people get a autographed photo of Nate Ebner. Do you know how much those autographed photos cost?
Please tell me.
They're free.
Oh my God.
They're free for the first 100 people there. This is an event that is geared specifically for families, okay? This is not the collector's show where people are bringing in seats from the old Foxborough Stadium and a helmet that has 1,000 signatures on it. This is perfect if you've got little ones that want to meet a football player.
Yep.
This is awesome. So you can be part of the live audience because it's taped for television and it's broadcast live on radio that night. So it will air afterwards on MyRI TV, and it will be live on Sports Radio 103.7 WEEI FM. But this is so much fun. It's through Cardi's Furniture. They do a great job bringing the whole program together. And like I said, there's 3 more shows after this Mondays, but if you go to all of them, you'll have a nice collection of free photos, provided you're part of the first 100 people to get there.
Yeah.
And they move it right along. It's such a friendly atmosphere, free parking.
What do they talk about in this event?
They talk, it's not a solid conversation on football. Okay, this is not going to be all numbers, stats, and theory. They actually will talk about, hey, what do you like to do outside of the game? What do you like to do? How did you become a football player? What did you do? Because Nate Ebner actually was originally a rugby player. Bill Belichick, who's the coach of the New England Patriots, and not to get too sportsy, actually has a passion for rugby. He is a rugby fan.
Wow.
And he will send some of his scouts out to watch rugby teams because some rugby players make some of the greatest football players. And here's proof. Nate Ebner is a very vital part of the team. He's been on the team for a number of years. He was in Rio over the summer, played as part of the United States rugby team. And it's a lot of fun. But again, this is a free opportunity to meet a Patriots player in a fun, family-friendly environment. Plenty of free parking. There's free coffee when you come in the door.
Done.
Maybe you see Nick, Ron, and Pete walking around. They might be dusting the étagère, or they might be refluffing the cushions on a sofa or something. But it's a lot of fun over at Cardi's Furniture, Monday, October 17th at 7 p.m.
We talk quite frequently about how we're on Facebook and iTunes and Stitcher, and some of you have actually taken time out of your day to write reviews for us, and reviews are a big part of how people learn about our show.
Huge.
So this week we want to thank Mark Amargo, who wrote up an iTunes review for us. He said, it's a great podcast for families. As with many large families, we are always looking for great things to do together in the local area. Wicked Rhody definitely delivers by providing information and personal insight about all the weekly attractions in the state. This podcast is professionally produced. Look at that.
Wow.
And the hosts are engaging and friendly. So thank you so much, Mark, for taking your time to write that.
That was very nice of you to say. And you can post these reviews on iTunes, which helps share the podcast with other people who may be interested like you. And also you can post in comments on Facebook or follow us on Instagram. There's a lot of different ways to get a hold of us and to be part of it, because this is a community program. We're excited to bring it to you, and we'd love to have you join us. So, hey, let's give something away.
That's right.
It's fun. It's fun to give things away.
It is.
How about a family 4-pack to King Richard's Fair?
Yep.
This is going on now.
It is.
It's only a few weeks left.
Only a few.
So you got to get down there if you want the best, finest cooked turkey leg ever in your life. If you want to see people that are dressed in some really authentic time period costumes, if you feel like dressing up yourself and going down there, get down to King Richard's Fair. But if you want to go for free, head on over to our Facebook page and enter underneath the comments section. Say, hey, I want to be entered in to win a family 4-pack of King Richard's Fair tickets. We'll randomly select a winner, and you'll be on your way to Carver, Massachusetts. Compliments of Wicked Rhody.
We just went this weekend. It was a lot of fun.
Did you have a good time?
We did. My son was all about the jousting match. And the Knights get very into it. So, they're riding around. There were 4 horses, and they were jousting, and they were doing mock battles, and the king was there. And
did you have to lock up all your broom handles, all the brooms now when he came home, so that way...
He doesn't think he's jousting. He did. Afterwards, he's saying, Mama, I want a sword. And I was like, how about a lollipop?
Absolutely.
Let's switch to that.
How about a very soft plush toy?
Yeah. That's more my speed.
Is that it?
That's it. We're closing the show. I know.
Oh my goodness.
Well, the good thing is that if there's lots of events going on in and around our state, we do post those that haven't made it to the show up on our Facebook page.
Absolutely. So if you want to reach out to us, you can email us. You can go onto our Facebook page and share the event. You can share. You can tag us on Instagram, #WickedRhody.
That's right.
And we would love to hear from you. If you want to follow us on all the various platforms and send a review, we'd love to hear that as well.
Thank you guys so much. Until next time, I'm Mary.
And I'm Ben, and you've been listening to Wicked Rhody.